Let's take a look at breaking down the role of being on a university society exec and looking at some of the skills and capabilities that we can draw out of that. So, based on my own experiences of running a university society, one of the things we had to do was create an innovative sponsorship pitch and secure funding. For some positions that might involve grant funding or trying to secure funding from city firms. So creating a sponsorship pitch and pitching to firms involves analytical skills. You might need to analyse what it is that these firms want and figure out how you can give it to them. Attention to detail, because you've got to write an accurate pitch to give off a good first impression and be very clear about what you want and what you're offering. Pitching itself involves strong communication skills. You might need confidence. You might need to stay composed, especially if you're pitching to senior people. You might need to draw on resilience if you're getting repeatedly rejected, so that you can then dust yourself off and keep applying for sponsorship elsewhere. You'll need to be professional because you're representing your society and you're interacting with professional people from professional firms. You might need to demonstrate an ability to think innovatively and creatively if you come up with creative ways to persuade firms to sponsor you over the many other societies they might be considering sponsoring. You might need to negotiate the fees that you're asking firms for or certain aspects of the proposal, so that can involve demonstrating negotiation skills and so on. As part of your role, you might also form strategic partnerships, for example, with the student union or the career service or other societies, so that you can boost attendance at events and maybe secure speakers. This might involve interpersonal skills as you're interacting with lots of different people, and you need to do so positively so that you can work with them well and persuade them to work with you in the first place. This involves communication skills, because you've got to keep other strategic partners up to date and make sure you're all working towards a common goal. You might also need to recruit junior exec members and train those members. Doing this can involve leadership skills, especially if you've got to set an example and make sure they understand how everything works so that they can be the best version of themselves when contributing to the society. When managing the team, you might have to set up weekly meetings, make sure people are sharing ideas, people are being kept in the loop. All of that requires strong communication skills, team working skills. You might need to motivate other people, which is another aspect of teamwork. If you have to deal with different team members from different backgrounds, with different working styles, different preferences, this will involve you needing to draw upon your ability to adapt and shift your approach when necessary. If you're responsible for building a membership database, for example, through marketing, engaging with prospective members at maybe some kind of freshers fair at the start of the year, pitching to them, this might involve thinking outside the box or thinking laterally, because you'll need to come up with creative ways to capture their attention and persuade them to join you over the many other societies potentially vying for their attention. Speaking to loads of people at freshers fairs and events like that also involves confidence, again draws upon your communication skills. If you're responsible for coming up with events, you might need to think creatively, you might need to demonstrate commercial acumen and negotiation skills, for example when negotiating with suppliers for those events, venue, caterers, potential speakers and all that kind of thing. And commercial acumen might also come into play if you're responsible for defining the society strategy. What is the society all about? How is it going to achieve its goals? What is it going to do to add value for its members? As an event is approaching, you and the rest of the team might suddenly be under real pressure to get the last few things in order before that event happens, so that can be a good way of demonstrating that you're able to work under pressure. And being heavily involved in a demanding society role can demonstrate your commitment, drive, motivation and ambition, because you're deciding to do something challenging like that rather than just chilling and watching Netflix in your spare time.